Right now at 6, bond is set for a man accused of dealing fentanyl that led to a fatal overdose.
And a local group is helping high school seniors get ready to vote in the upcoming election.
We're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. Bond is set for a man who allegedly sold drugs to someone who later died of an overdose. 40-year-old Vong Vang is charged with first-degree reckless homicide by delivering drugs. According to the criminal complaint, Vang is believed to have sold fentanyl to a man that later died from a fentanyl overdose. In Monroe County Court today, Vang appeared via Zoom from New Lisbon Correctional, where he is currently serving another sentence. Judge Goodman set a $50,000 cash bond for Vang.
UWL's search for a new chancellor continues. Today was the last open forum for finalists in the role. Today's forum was with the current interim chancellor, Betsy Morgan. She's one of 3 finalists, including James Beebe and Christopher Olson. Beebe and Olson had their forums earlier this week. The chancellor vacancy comes after the Universities of Wisconsin Board of Regents removed former Chancellor Joe Gao for appearing in and producing online pornography.
The La Crescent Animal Rescue is keeping its doors open. That's according to a Facebook post. The Animal Rescue says it's reached an agreement with the city to keep using the location on North Chestnut Street. Back in October, the shelter said its contract with the city was at risk because the mayor didn't want public funds to be spent on services elsewhere in the county. Now the rescue's new lease agreement says it can enter into deals with other local governments in Houston County with the city's consent.
Vice President Kamala Harris visiting a Madison construction site today. According to Wisconsin Public Radio, she announced a new federal apprenticeship program that expands trade training opportunities. The visit comes as the Biden administration continues a push for, quote, advancing economic opportunity and building a strong economy for all Americans. The White House also announcing today a new 30-member task force on apprenticeships.
The League of Women Voters of the La Crosse area are making their rounds to local high schools this week to encourage voting. The league stopped by Central High School today to address high school seniors 18 or older about the importance of expressing their values through voting. Students were able to register on the spot at the assembly. League President Jane Powell says the earlier people start voting, the better.
It's been shown in research that when people start to vote, then they continue voting. So as 18-year-olds have the opportunity, we want to make sure that they know that it is their right. And so once they get started voting, we expect that they will be lifelong voters.
A La Crosse School District report says the number of 18-year-olds registered for voting has increased from 24% to 39% over the last 3 years. An upcoming vote, the Wisconsin primary on April 2nd.
A career fair across the river in Houston County helps connect job seekers with area businesses. The 7th annual Bluff Country Collaborative Career Fair and Hiring event was a chance for students and job seekers to find a job close to home. A variety of businesses attended, including those from the finance, manufacturing, and childcare industries. Attendees also had the chance to meet one-on-one with business representatives. Houston County's Economic Development Authority director says March is the perfect time of year to hold a job fair like this.
And this is a really good time of year when some businesses are ramping up and needing that summer help. So we love to do a job fair this type of year. It's also right before schools are going to be out for the summer, so it's really great for students.
And that career fair was free to attend. That was over at the La Crescent Event Center.
Well, sunny and just about high 50s, but we are expecting a little bit of rain in the next couple of days.
Yeah, a little later this week, Greg.
Yeah, we just got about one more day of the dry conditions, and then, yeah, we're going to have the wet weather. Now, we did have some really dry conditions today, but that's all kind of expired. We had red flag warnings to the west. We had some special weather statements for the dry and low relative humidity. That since has improved. Current temperatures really still remain in the 40s to 50s for most locations. If you look at relative humidity, has come up a little bit, but still quite low. We were in the teens in many of these locations, and that's why the fire risk is still out there, because low relative humidity makes fire really efficient. efficient to burn at these levels. Otherwise, the winds have dropped off a little bit too. Out to the west, they had stronger wind gusts, and that's where we had some of the red flag issues going on. Otherwise, temperatures, high temperatures, mid-50s. That's once again above average. Not as much now, 10 to 15, because our average are starting to get into the 40s now as we approach the middle of the month, and by the end of the month, we'll be in the low 50s for average. That's the system up to the north. That's a piece of it that'll be getting closer. That's one thing that we'll watch for Friday, but the moisture will be coming from the south. That one up to the north will just provide more cloud cover, along with the one in Iowa coming up that'll be coming through this evening. So some more high clouds, and that's really what you'll see for the evening hour. Otherwise, temperatures that'll drop back into the 40s by 11 p.m. The same story goes for Eau Claire too. Temperatures dropping back off with high cloud cover, but once again, very pleasant conditions for the beginning of March. Later on, we'll break down when the rain actually is supposed to be coming for Friday and what the weekend looks like. And yeah, if you want 60s, maybe 70, they're coming back next week, it looks like.
All right. Thanks, Greg.
As the war between Israel and Hamas approaches a 6th month, U.S. families affected by conflict are speaking out about its toll. More than 130 hostages are still being held by Hamas, while the death toll climbs in Gaza.
Bradley Blackburn has the latest as the U.S. is pushing for a ceasefire deal.
Orna Nutra says there is no escape from her nightmare. Her son, Omer, was taken hostage by Hamas on October 7th and hasn't been heard from since.
We count the days since you were stolen from us by Hamas. Omer, today is day 152.
More than a dozen family members of Americans held hostage stood with members of Congress, calling for their immediate release.
He should be preparing to attend university here in the U.S. and not suffering in the Hamas underground tunnel terror maze.
Meanwhile, in Minnesota, Palestinian families spoke about the toll on their loved ones as the Israeli offensive continues.
Between me and my wife, we lost about 20 members of our family, including brothers, sisters, sisters-in-law.
The UN says the humanitarian situation in Gaza is growing more dire by the day, with hundreds of thousands on the brink of famine. The U.S. is airdropping some humanitarian aid. A ceasefire deal could allow more ground deliveries and the release of some hostages, but negotiators have not yet reached an agreement.
It's something that we'd like to see happen yesterday, and we're working around the clock to make it so.
It's in the hands of Hamas right now. The Israelis have been cooperating. There's an offer out there that's rational.
Families on both sides of the conflict agree the status quo can't continue.
Please, we urge for a ceasefire now.
It's time to bring them home.
Waiting for a deal while the war rages on. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
According to the Hamas-run health ministry, the death toll in Gaza now stands at more than 30,000.
Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley announced today she is ending her bid for president after former President Donald Trump nearly swept Super Tuesday seats. Trump is now all but certain to become the GOP nominee for president. Haley made history as the first woman to win 2 GOP presidential primary contests, but it wasn't enough to slow former President Trump's march to the nomination. Haley did not endorse Trump today. Her campaign says there remains a large block of Republican primary voters who are expressing deep concerns about the former president.
It's now up to Donald Trump to earn the votes of those in our party and beyond it who did not support him. And I hope he does that.
CBS News exit polling from North Carolina shows most Haley voters are not committed to supporting the GOP nominee. As President Biden and former President Trump prepare for a general election rematch, both campaigns will be trying to win over Haley supporters. Biden releasing a statement today saying Trump made it clear he doesn't want Haley supporters, before adding that there's a place for them in his campaign.
Well, it's been 6 weeks since the announcement that 2 hospitals in the Chippewa Valley area are closing.
And One Medical Network has been trying to help make the transition easier for area patients.
Welcome to Wesco. Welcome to huge selection and savings. Do you feel lucky? This month, the luck of the Irish is here at Wesco and Sparta. Reach in our pot of gold to reveal your discount. Will it be 5 or 10%? Maybe 15 or 20%? If you're really lucky, it might be 30% off in select departments. This month only, reach in our pot of gold to reveal your discount. Wesco and Sparta, where white glove delivery and setup are always free. Tell them Peyton sent you.
The Hy-Vee cereal sale, this Friday through Sunday. Select cereal is just $1.99. Get big deals on all your favorite cereal, like select General Mills cereal, just $1.99. And select Post cereal, just $1.99. Plus other great deals. Don't miss the cereal sale. 3 days only, this Friday through Sunday. Only at Hy-Vee.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you.
For you. So it's crispy outside, flaky inside. Let us take care of you.
With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious. Sit on this, sit on that, sit on this, hey, sit on that, sit on this, sit on that. Hey!
King Furniture has thousands of items in stock and ready for immediate delivery. You can see it, buy it, and enjoy your new furniture in your home today.
Sit on this, sit on that.
Well, it has been 6 weeks since the Hospital Sisters Health System announced the closures of Sacred Heart and St. Joseph's Hospitals in Eau Claire and Chippewa Falls, as well as all 17 Prevea clinics in western Wisconsin.
Since that announcement, smaller regional healthcare providers like the Oakleaf Medical Network have been scrambling to fill the void as HSHS winds down its operations, going as far as offering to take over both hospitals. But with no deal in sight and an April 21st deadline approaching, those providers are shifting their focus from negotiating to taking on the void all by themselves.
And our own Michael Germain spoke with the president of the Oakleaf Medical Network today about their plans to try and move forward without HSHS. Good evening, Michael.
Yeah, Ken and Emily, last month the Oakleaf Medical Network offered to sit down with HSHS executives and develop a plan to keep emergency services available for the residents that live in Chippewa Valley. But as the weeks have inched forward, Oakleaf doctors say HSHS never came to the table, and to date, no plan has been finalized. Now, Oakleaf executives say they and other small providers are moving forward with plans to fill the void all on their own.
There's a difference between the building and the land and actually the medical component.
Taking over a failing hospital isn't an easy task.
We needed from them is we needed cooperation. We needed them to sit down at the table and provide us with access to their Medicare license, to provide them with the CMS certification that was needed to continue the services until we could put those pieces in place.
But Oakleaf Medical Network President Kyle Detbarn says HSHS representatives never responded to their offer.
We essentially did not hear anything back from them.
And with the April 21st deadline approaching, healthcare providers in the Chippewa Valley are taking their own measures to keep patients healthy.
We've extended our hours in the clinic here. We've extended access to our providers. We're in the process of hiring Prevea providers to keep them in the area and to keep these primary care patients with the doctors that they want to be seen.
Detbarn says his priority has shifted from negotiating with HSHS to developing short, medium, and long-range plans to fill the void when HSHS finally closes. In the short term, taking care of emergency room patients is top priority.
For patients that need care now. We're also looking at options in regards to providing cardiology care or cardiac care.
The long-term solution he hopes to see is an entirely new hospital, staffed with former HSHS providers who have been serving patients in the region for years.
The problem is this stuff does not happen overnight. It takes time, but we're actively involved in doing all of the above.
Now, Detbarn also adds, in a perfect world, they could break ground on a new hospital within the next 2 years. But as we all know, a perfect world doesn't exist. Ken and Emily, back to you.
All right, thank you, Michael. Well, good news for those that sit at work all day.
Research shows increasing your daily step goal can help offset those negative effects.
And definitely we start out with a mild and dry Thursday, but we have a wet Friday to come with rain and maybe a little snow on the way, but the weekend still looks good. I'll break all that down coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Here's California banker Eric Hovde.
running for U.S. Senate. But Hovde's lifestyle? Pure California. CEO of $1 billion bank. Here's Hovde's over $7 million Laguna Beach mansion. And 3 years in a row, Eric Hovde was named one of Orange County's most influential residents. Multimillionaire California banker Eric Hovde. On Wisconsin's side, don't bank on it. Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you quality name brand jeans and work pants because we get you. So stock up now with unbeatable deals on your favorite styles for spring. Like men's Wrangler 5-star jeans. Buy one, get one half price. Save $10 on men's Key brand bibs or jeans when you buy two. Get a free $20 gift card when you spend $100 on men's or women's Ariat jeans. And men's Rustler jeans, $15.99. Rewards members save an extra buck. We get you what you need because we get you at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Asher Laston Exteriors is committed to craftsmanship, innovation, and outstanding customer service as Western Wisconsin's trusted retractable awning and solar screen experts. Sonesta retractable awnings and solar screens protect you from the harsh sun. With over 150 fabrics to choose from and the largest sizes available, you can create shade to match your home and style. Save up to 20% with zero down and no interest or payments for up to 18 months with Sonesta retractable awnings, brought to you by Asher Laston Exteriors.
What? What's that? Corned beef? Ooh, melty stuff. Sauerkraut? Plus Thousand Island? On special bread? Oh, got it. That's Arby's Reuben. Arby's, we have the meat.
What I love about T-Mobile is that just about anywhere you go, you're going to have coverage.
Where I live is a rural area. The coverage has been awesome.
Reliable coverage is super important for me, for my business.
And after investing billions to light up our network from big cities to small towns, T-Mobile is America's largest and fastest 5G network. See for yourself. Try T-Mobile's network free for 3 months. Your phone, our network, no strings.
Ready to switch? Break up with wipes. Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water. Micelles cleanse like a magnet without harsh rubbing. Tested to remove waterproof mascara better than the leading wipes. 9 out of 10 wipe users would recommend Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water by Garnier Naturally.
Upping your daily step count could offset the negative effects of sitting all day.
That is according to a study published Tuesday in the British Journal of Sports Medicine.
Researchers looked at data from more than 72,000 people. They found getting 9,000 to 10,000 steps per day lowered the risk of cardiovascular disease and the odds of dying in those who are sedentary most of the day. Researchers say the findings don't endorse sitting for long periods of time, but it does show any movement helps.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah, just start walking around.
I think I feel seen. I feel seen by that story.
I actually got my steps in today. I walked to Quick Trip to get my package of Oreos to celebrate National Oreo Day. Yeah.
Okay.
So balance, steps, balance.
I was going to say that
eating sweets.
offsets a little bit. Yeah, Greg gets to walk among the newsroom more than any of us, going from place to place. Let's switch it over to him for a look at your forecast.
Yeah, definitely get my steps in walking around here. But speaking of the humidity, we talked about fire conditions going on just because of low relative humidity. This is what we saw this afternoon. Teens, even low 20s, so that's why everything can burn. Now that we'll see some improvement. Obviously overnight the relative humidity goes up. For the morning hours, we'll probably see it back into the 70, 80, even 90%. Tomorrow afternoon, it's going to fall back, which is typical. It does drop in the afternoon, but we're only looking more in the 40%, excuse me, so that's not too bad. The winds will be light too, so the conditions won't be as bad. But we'll be dealing with this fire issue probably until we actually get a really extended wet period or we have the green up come up. Otherwise, for tonight, you'll see more clouds, high clouds out there, mid clouds really as the front stays to the northwest, so we'll wake up in the 30s. Often cloud cover tomorrow, but still some sun that'll come out, so we're still going to warm up generally into the mid 50s, lower 50s up to the north. You can see that boundary hanging up to the north. Then towards the evening, we're going to start seeing increasing thickened clouds as they lower. We're going to have moisture begin to pull up from the south. Won't affect the evening commute yet. We'll see some precipitation for southern areas maybe after about 10 p.m. That's a system that's going to be tracking up to this area that we're looking for Friday. Both commutes look to be wet, especially as you go further south of La Crosse. That's where probably the better chance of rain is. The higher amounts will be expected too. So this will begin to lift up Friday morning. It'll stretch all the way up to Eau Claire. You go up to Ladysmith, it's probably going to back off. It's not going to see too much in the way of precipitation. Then there could be a transition to rain or snow depending on how temperatures are in the afternoon. This also could happen Friday morning too, and then Friday night. Not expecting any road issues during the day as the temperatures will be well above freezing, but we will see that transition before it wraps up probably Friday night in some areas. Now this will be probably change, but you can see as we go towards Friday night, precipitation starts to taper off quite quickly in the evening hours. Temperatures will fall back below freezing, so another concern would be any moisture going on the roads going into Saturday morning could refreeze. So there are some slick spots potentially for Saturday morning. All in all, it does look wet for both commutes. And once again, the farther south you go across, the better shot you're going to see the all-day type rain, less as you go further north. And we'll just update you as we get closer to the event because we once again could see some mix or change over to snow at some point. Temperatures do cool off for Friday, still above average. We should be around in the upper 30s near 40, but then we're going to start climbing right back up as the winds turn right back around from the south. We'll see temperatures really go 20 to 25 as we enter next week, which means 60s, maybe 70s coming back into play for at least the start of next week. And that could mean more fire weather concerns too, because we're going to dry out once again. But for tonight, just cloud cover will keep those temperatures more above freezing for most locations. High cloud cover. We'll see some sun tomorrow, but once again, more cloud cover. Should remain dry all day long and even for the evening commute with temperatures getting back up into the 50s. And then as we go in, that rain will start approaching the area Thursday night into Friday morning. Friday looks all-day rain, and once again, further south you go, better shot it's going to be an all-day rain event. And then dry for the weekend, a little bit cooler before we lose that hour of sleep, and then we gain the 60s back next week. So all in all, Friday will be cooler, but it won't be that bad comparatively what we are in March too.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, the Bucks begin a tough 4-game road stretch tonight against Golden State. Plus, the Red Hawks' road to the state tournament continues tomorrow night in Arcadia against a team that GET took care of last postseason. Rob's got that story right after this.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
Are you ready to get more from your checking account? Ultra's A+ accounts are built with more in mind. More ways to stay connected to your finances with online and mobile banking. More secure ways to pay with contactless debit cards and mobile wallet, so you can make purchases without slowing down. More money in your pocket with better rates, no minimum balance, and no monthly fees. Open your account online and start getting more from your checking account. Ultra Federal Credit Union, helping you live your best life.
In every case, we bring an experienced legal team to work on behalf of our clients.
Peter, our attorney, made us feel very comfortable that we made the right decision.
With Peter O'Reilly, the way he conducted himself impressed me. He's just an awesome, brilliant person.
Peter was very attentive to detail. We just went on with life. Peter took care of everything. Really appreciated it.
You need an experienced attorney on your side. Schwabel Getz and Sieben. Call or visit schwabel.com.
Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Okay, hold on. I don't think it's gonna pivot anymore.
Just like pivoting from heating to cooling season, it's a difficult adjustment.
Pivot in the summer, called GNT.
Pivot! Shut up!
On GNT.
For the best heating and air conditioning, guaranteed.
Ever wonder why most window replacements fail? It's the installation process. Hi, I'm Steve from Clear Choice. Many companies rush through installations using the caulk and walk methods. They pop the old windows out, slap the new ones in, add a few screws and smears of caulk, then hurry on to the next job. Your window ends up barely hanging on. At Clear Choice, our Weather Guardian installation process ensures your windows are secure and airtight. Don't compromise on quality. Choose Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions for windows that stand the test of time.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
The sectional round of the postseason tips off tomorrow night for 5 of our Wisconsin boys basketball teams. And when it comes to the Red Hawks, the boys in Galesville are as red hot as you can be after taking down their biggest rivals on Saturday. GET getting a home game against rival Arcadia this past weekend in the regional final. The crowd was electric and the home team feeding off every bit of it. The Red Hawks rallying for a 9-0 run late in the second half as GET moves one step closer to its ultimate goal. Now the road for the Red Hawks only gets tougher from here with another familiar foe waiting in the wings on Thursday night. But the team says Saturday's victory put this group in a great spot to keep their playoff push going through sectionals.
That gave us a lot of confidence, you know, and on Saturday night we felt pretty good. And but with that being said, we talked about you know, at midnight, we have the rule of midnight. We're focused on Elk Mound by midnight. We are quite familiar with them. They're familiar with us. So, you know, we know what they do. They know what we do. And so it should be a good battle.
It's always nice to have some film earlier in the season. And we can critique some of our mistakes and hopefully execute a little better when it really matters here. Last time they came, kind of shocked us. We scouted them well, and we were scouting them well again here. We're just hoping to get the ball in the middle a little bit more, kick to our shooters, trust our guys, and knock down some shots.
We know what we have to do. We have to stay locked in to win these games. No games are easy in playoffs, so we're just really focused, locked in, having fun.
All right, now this will be the 4th time the Red Hawks play Elk Mound. In the past 2 seasons, GET took down the Mounders in last year's playoffs. We'll see if they can do it again tomorrow night from Arcadia. As for our Minnesota boys basketball teams, their postseason continues tonight in Rochester. We have a pair of our area squads going head-to-head as Caledonia clashes with Cotter. Also in action, Spring Grove looks to keep its season alive tonight. Lions are taking on Fillmore Central, and Rushford-Peterson takes on Goodhue. That one tips off at 7:30. On the pro hardwood, the Bucks have finally turned it around. 6 straight wins for Milwaukee. It was a big one on Monday night, a come-from-behind win against one of the best teams in the West, the Clippers. They did it without Giannis in the lineup. Dame carrying the load a couple nights ago with a game-high 41. Now the Bucks begin a tough 4-game West Coast road trip. First stop tonight in San Francisco against the Warriors. That's going to do it for sports. We'll be right back.
At Bygoff and Rohde, we know reputation is important, and it can affect your case's outcome. If you want your case to be taken seriously, you need lawyers who are taken seriously. Bygoff and Rohde, serious injuries need serious lawyers.
Get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy in the La Crosse area.
When you're talking to someone and you call someone at Olson Solar, it's not someone in Utah, it's not someone in California, it is someone local right here. By doing that, you know, we control the entire process. So we control the project management, we control the design, we control the installation, the electric, the hookup, permitting, and that really sets us apart.
Stop into our location near you or give us a call and ask us about our Earth Day promo.
Is your personal injury lawyer trying to sell you a settlement that you don't think is fair? You need a lawyer who won't settle your case just to move on to the next one. Get the full compensation you deserve. Get Bygoff and Rohde.
All right, tonight we're going to have more cloud cover, so it should keep the temperatures up a little bit above freezing for both locations. Just high clouds that'll be out there, so still a really pleasant overnight condition. And then dry Thursday, the rain comes in really Thursday night, but probably closer to Friday morning. And then Friday, all-day rain, especially further south, La Crosse you go. We might see a little mix of snow there, depending on location, probably further north. The weekend looks dry. We lose the hour of sleep, but we gain the 60s beyond that.
A win.
Yeah. A win there.
Yeah.
Again, 7 out of 8 on the 8 day.
Not too bad.
It's a good ratio right there. Thanks for joining us at 6.
We'll see you at 10.